Ukraine using HIMARS provided by the United States changed dynamics in its war against Russia, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said during an interview on CNN on Sunday. Russian President Vladimir Putin faced international rebuke when he launched his special military operation on Ukraine on February 24th. Many world leaders condemned the invasion, which they viewed as lacking justification and going against international norms. The U.S., an ally of Ukraine, has provided Kyiv with humanitarian and military aid to bolster the country's defense efforts. Included in the U.S. military aid were M142 high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS, a rocket launcher system with a longer range than other rockets in Ukraine's artillery. HIMARS have been credited with allowing the Eastern European country to better defend its territory against Russia and even launch its own counteroffensive efforts to reclaim formerly occupied territory near Kharkiv and Kherson. Austin, a key figure overseeing U.S. assistance to Ukraine, praised Kyiv for using HIMARS the right way to boost its defense against Moscow. He commended Ukrainian defenders for using the missiles to conduct attacks on things like logistical stores and command and control, eating away at Russian capabilities. Ukraine's use of HIMARS changed the dynamics, and it's created an opportunity for the Ukrainians to maneuver, Austin said. What we're seeing now is a kind of change in the battlefield dynamics, Austin added. They've done very, very well in the Kharkiv area and moved to take advantage of opportunities. The fight in the Kherson region's going a bit slower, but they're making progress. Javed Ali, a former U.S. counterterrorism official and professor at the University of Michigan, told Newsweek on Sunday afternoon that Ukraine's use of HIMARS has allowed Ukraine to offset Russia's numerical strength on the battlefield by striking Russian troops from a greater distance and increased precision. The use of HIMARS, combined with other Western-supplied weapons and equipment, an evolving Ukrainian military strategy and increased successes at the operational and tactical level, and the continued shortcomings and weaknesses in Russia's efforts, have contributed to what appears to be more momentum on the side of Ukraine at the moment, with the possibility of Russia losing more control of previously captured territory in eastern Ukraine, Ali wrote in a statement. Meanwhile, the Pentagon on Wednesday announced a new $1.1 billion security package that will include funding for 18 HIMARS, more than doubling the amount of the systems the U.S. has provided to Ukraine. Austin also addressed on Sunday Putin's recent nuclear threats made after Russia illegitimately annexed regions of Ukraine last week. Putin has pledged to defend these areas with all the forces and means at our disposal. The remark was interpreted by the West as a threat that he could use nuclear weapons to defend annexed territories, which includes the Donetsk and Luhansk regions of Ukraine. He added that he expects to see Ukrainians continue moving forward with their defense efforts, and that the U.S. will continue to support them despite these threats. Nuclear fears again grew amid more Russian losses. Despite annexing these territories and mobilizing 300,000 reservist troops, the Kremlin continued to see losses in Donetsk, with Ukraine taking back the key transportation hub of Lyman on Saturday. The loss led a key Putin ally to urge him to conduct a nuclear strike against Ukraine. Ukraine has proven that it can counter Russian military tactics and strategy. To continue to do so, the country will require greater support from the West. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine has been going on for almost 6 months. Enough time has passed that policymakers in the United States and the European Union should now be able to pinpoint the weaknesses of the Russian military. And they will need to do so if they are to determine how best to help the Ukrainian armed forces. The recent explosions at Saki Air Base in Crimea, a facility that is 225 kilometers away from the front line, and an area the Russians have declared to be shielded by their air defense system, show that Ukraine has found new ways to exploit flaws in Russia's military machine.